They have come here since early this morning at 9:30, and still many people are left outside the Coliseum hoping for a very gigantic and a very climactic finish to what has been a very exciting UAAP season. A pleasant day. This is Freddy Abando together with Sal Marte, and today we will call for you the drama that has unfolded. And the last time they met, Sal, was 11 years ago, 1977. And
that was a long time ago, Freddy. And many things have happened since then. But what we're seeing here today is not just a basketball confrontation between two of the fiercest rivals in college basketball, but rather this is a commentary on a subculture that thrives in the metropolis, because the people here, half of the battle is fought not on the court, but up in the stands, in the gallery, because this is really a celebration of life for many who knows these teams to represent what the Filipino is really all about.
I guess when you try to look back at the LULZ and the ATENEO matchup, this has been one blockbuster. And every time you see ATENEO and LULZ meeting, you have different kinds of people, old and new, from the past to the present, coming here and cheering their team. And there's that tradition really that makes it very exciting. And no matter what you do to it, it never dies down.
Oh, definitely so. And for those who have been studying Philippine basketball over the years, you can trace back the magic of Philippine basketball, not to the teams of the PBA, not to Pure Foods or San Miguel. No. You go back and trace it to these same two teams. And that was a time when they were both just mere colleges. That was a time, Freddie, when these two schools were the enclaves, exclusive enclaves of the boys from the best families in town. Now, of course, both of them are universities, and which means that they have transferred over from the ranks of the NCAA then to what is now the UAAP. There was a time Philippine basketball missed their fierce rivalry. Now it's back.
And it's really very exciting now. Looking at the game that we're going to have ahead, Sal, ATENEO last time won over DLSU. What is the possible matchup combinations this time in order for LULZ to come back and hopefully extend the series?
Well, of course, when you start talking about matchups, you cannot help but concentrate once again on the backcourt confrontation between the two stars of the teams. Starting, of course, with the more familiar Dindo Pomaren of the LaSalle Green Archers up against June Reyes, who proved to be the hero of last Sunday's games. And we'll be talking more about the upcoming personalities on the ranks of these two squads. But in the meantime, I think we should take a pause by this time. Live from the Rizal Memorial Basketball Coliseum, you're looking at part of the crowd, and one of the reasons why it is always colorful to be caught up in the frenzy that is the ATENEO LaSalle encounter. And we have another one today. The first one, of course, the more important one, was the beginning of it all. That was last Sunday when these two teams, Freddie, you were still up there in Seoul, Korea. Something was taking place last Sunday in the same place when ATENEO went up against LaSalle. They both had an 11-2 slate after 2 rounds. And they had to meet to decide who was going to be the leader. And of course, everybody knows that ATENEO won that. And on the strength of that victory, now they are the leaders of the double round robin, and LaSalle is the runner-up, which means that ATENEO, to become champions, need only this victory today, whereas LaSalle, if they have to emerge champions, have to win twice.
But what are the chances right now of DLSU coming back and hoping to stretch this championship series to next Wednesday?
Oh, they have all the chances, but of course there'll be a need to change somehow their approach to the game. Last Sunday, it was centered around their star, Dindo Pomaren, who had 34 points. He was splendid, although, of course, he was sort of scoring in spurts. He was hot in the first quarter of that game, then cooled off somewhat, then came back again in the second half. But there is need for the rest of the team to sort of take up the slack whenever Dindo Pomaren starts to cool off. On the side of the LaSalle Green Arch, or rather the ATENEO Blue Eagles, it was a more balanced scoring. And if it were not for June Reyes coming alive in just the nick of time, they could have ended up where LaSalle is now. So there you have it. The Ateneo Blue Eagles enjoying the advantage of knowing that all they have to do to bring home the championship is to win today. LaSalle has to do it twice to extend the championships.
So you have your starting five for the De La Salle Green Archers sporting the white jersey. You have number 10, Dino Pumaran, backman, together with Santa Maria Monasterio. And for the Ateneo Flying Eagles, you have Reyes, Basa, together with Canlas, one of the three old reliables for the Flying Eagles. Now looking at the matchup of coaches, both players both coaches have proven their worth as national players and even in the PBA. What makes the difference between Pumaran and at the same time Fritz Gaston?
Well, Fritz Gaston right away strikes me as a player who will come up and be noticed as for his defensive preparation. In fact, that was most noticeable in their encounter last Sunday. It was, in fact, his defensive switches towards the end of the game that sort of allowed them to come back into the game. They were trailing by as much as 7 points down, and they were able to come back when they started clamping down on the big man underneath.
So you have your starting five for De La Salle. They will be taking the north basket. It's De La Salle on the offensive for the first time. Monasterio, who is now calling the shots. Pumaran, splendid, 34 points. Goes for the first basket for De La Salle, 2-0. Reyes. Basa now. I guess one of the most important things you'll have to consider in the first few minutes of this game is defense. And if you come up with a very good defense, then definitely your offense will follow.
That's correct. And it's time for us to watch out for what LaSalle will be doing in that area of the game. In the meantime, we have June Reyes, who is the point guard for Blue Eagles. Great pass up to Basa.
That was a miss. De La Salle moving down court now. Pumaran has been the spark plug for the Archers. Santa Maria on a turnaround, but there is a charging foul called on Santa Maria, 2-0. I guess in that play he was called for that offensive foul. He took one step and he did not establish position.
It's also an indication of how well protected the inside, the paint area of the Blue Eagles court is.
Reyes, there were two Reyes, June Reyes and Ed Reyes, number 10, who was play center. Beautiful play inside the paint.
That's Francisco. He's the center right now.
One of the new faces this year for the Ateneo High Flying Eagles in the steam.
And he provides good presence inside, I'm going to tell you that. Great jumper by Pumaran.
Controlling the boards, the Flying Eagles. A good steal by Pumaran. A very explosive matchup now developing between him and June Reyes. Monasterio inside the paint. It bounces in, 4-2. I guess lucky shots like that count so much at this stage. You know, one of the most important things LaSalle has to consider at this point is not to depend solely on Pumaran, and they have to go to the other men like Monasterio, because Monasterio is also a very terrific shooter.
Indeed, they have to go deeper into their bands. So the question is, do they have the deeper bands? We'll find out as we go along. Reyes on top of the key.
Santa Maria outstretched, but Reyes winning out for all. 18 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first half of play.
Freddy, this game is reminiscent of their encounter last Sunday. It was a very tight ball game in the first 5 minutes, and it is being so right now.
Lim missing. Good steal by Monasterio. He misses. Rebound controlled by the Ateneo. And here still, Reyes coast to coast, looking for an open man. Basa from the three-point area. It's long. Santa Maria now. We have over 10,000 people here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. If Ateneo wins this, they win the championship. Their second straight. LaSalle wins. We go to our third game. And Eric Reyes, splendid on that paint. He can provide the big difference in terms of defense for Ateneo.
That's correct. And you will notice when you take a look at Reyes, really looking at him as part of a trio that continues to defend very well inside. The three big men, the frontliner of the Blue Eagles.
Pumaran missing. Backman controlling the offensive boards. You know, if Bachman learns to box off Reyes, he has a very good chance of controlling that paint every time LULZ goes for the offensive.
He has a tough job ahead of him, Bachman has, against the front line, the tough frontliners of the Blue Eagles. Bassa from the outside for 3.
That's a second straight miss for Bassa now. Very solid defense for the Archers. Score is 6-4. DLSU leading over ATENEO. It's a turnover. You know, the very solid defense being played right now by DLSU. That's giving the Eagles a very tough time in penetrating that paint, and they have been relying. They've been relying more on their outside sniping now.
That's correct.
DLSU, Monasterio. It's too strong. Francisco wins the rebound. Jun Reyes. Lim staying very close on Jun Reyes. Bassa. Francisco inside the paint. 2 for 2. He's splendid. 6-all. You know, for somebody who's very lanky and just has not been very seasoned in this league, you know, he has great moves for a very young center.
And quite a touch for a boy of his size. He stands about 6'5". From the outside, we have Bachman. He has to be
Bachman.
related to Kurt Bachman. He must be a son.
Kurt Bachman, 1960, you remember him.
Jun Reyes misses. But we have a follow by Bassa.
I guess one of the most important dimensions of this game is how you play the inside.
That's correct. And you know, Fred, we cannot help but go back to the game of last Sunday. Right now, this is an exact replica of the first dozen points that were scored in that game last Sunday. However, the big difference is the 8th marker was put up by, that was Bassa, right? And we now have somebody's coming in. Araneta is coming in for Francisco. Araneta is just as tall as Francisco, and he gives Francisco a spell. We got to talk again about Francisco. He is a promising lefty center. He knows how to position himself. Araneta is the younger, it would look, from the way he moves. He needs more experience. Bassa for 2.
Biscuit. Bachman controlling the boards, and there's a foul. Araneta, who just came in. Araneta played also in the high school team for ATENEO and has led ATENEO to 3 straight championships for the Eaglets, and one of the more amazing talents, but really he has not progressed in the collegiate ranks. It's only this year that he has matured into one of the more effective players for the Flying Eagles.
I think he's still the growing boy, Freddie.
Yes, the growing boy inside. The Flying Eagles now starting to play a more solid defense. The score is 8-all, 15-42 losses the first half, and you can help the crowd here really at the Rizal Memorial in a frenzy, and you can see old and young cheering for their alma mater. Bachman controlling the boards, goes inside. That's the 6-point for Bachman.
That's a big, big rebound. And I say it's big because ATENEO is very conscious of the inside forays of the opposition, and they've been defending well, but Bachman knows how to move inside. He got that offensive recovery against great odds, and he ended up with a score. That's going to be a 3-point play in the offing. Bachman standing 6'5", and we were talking about matchups. Maybe matchups in the center, matchups in the forward line. Let's not forget the matchups of the cheering squads.
And they're doing it. 10-8. Francisco back replacing Araneta. ATENEO now on the lead. On the offensive, it's Rosella, Bassa, Canlas. Eric Reyes has been neutralized by Santa Maria, playing a very good defensive job on him. I guess one of the most important things you'll have to look here is how the small men try to steal the ball from the big man, and so far LaSalle has been very successful in that department.
It's a gambling move by the LaSalle Greenyards, so far fruitful for them, and we'll have more for you after we take this break.
We're back here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum, and there's nothing like it.
Oh, yes. They just missed Freddy. Cardell, another offensive rebound for LaSalle, and a score off the offensive rebound. And the score is now 12-8, LaSalle by 4. And Ateneo's lapsing into errors. Whenever you're behind, things happen, and it's usually bad things. That's what's happening to Fritz Gaston's Eagles right now.
I guess the big secret right now for De La Salle is they're pressing the ball carrier, and this has been doing them wonders. And the ball carriers where Ateneo has been lapsing into so many errors right now.
Yes, we pointed it out, Friday. The Ateneo small men are gambling, looking for those steals, steaming up, going for the transition game at the end of that good defensive play. In the meantime, there's a turnover. Gambling defense.
Pomare now has been a spark plug for De La Salle. That's a miss. Rebound controlled by Monasterio. 12-8, 14 minutes. There's a turnover. No point. There's a foul called.
You know, this is something that was not so evident during the first game last Sunday. And this is a new preparation, it would seem, for Dindo Pomaren's boys. The backcourt and gambling on defense. Cheating is what the term may be for that. As we look at the score, 12-8, LaSalle by 4. So, LaSalle Green Archers at this point, cheating on defense and getting away with it. From the outside, LaSella. This is
LaSalle on the offensive now. Pomaren doing a very great job calling the shots. Monasterio. Backman. Foul. Charging foul. It's an offensive foul on Backman. 6 points in this game, and he can't afford to commit more fouls for his team because he's a very crucial player for the De La Salle Green Archers with a score of 12-8, 13 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half.
That's the second offensive foul of Bachman. Significant because this is an indication of the kind of game and the kind of contribution that he is giving to his team. Our time now is down to 13 and a half in the first half of the championship game between Ateneo and LaSalle. We're coming to you live. Blue Eagles throwing in.
The Blue Eagles now on the offensive, number 17 for the Ateneo Eagles. Rosella controlling the tempo of play. Nieto, Francisco, Rosella. Reyes looking for the open man, works inside. The ball goes out. Rebound control by Ateneo. They lost it. Ateneo now on the offensive, 12-8. Pomaren, 3-3 situation. They go to Monasterio. Pomaren, everybody is sticking close to him. Inside, traveling violation called on De La Salle. It's number 6, Cardell, one of the more impressive young players for the Archers in this particular game.
The score remains 12-8, with LaSalle enjoying a 4-point margin, and the shape of the game continues as it has been in the last 5 minutes. And you can notice the small men of the Green Archers guarding even the big men. They're ready to pounce upon any miscues and ready to run down for the fast breaks if they get the ball. Look at here comes the fast break.
Monasterio against Reyes goes inside. He chokes, and the score is 14-8. De La Salle leading by 6. 12 minutes and 21 left in the first half of play. Nieto with the letter. I guess one of the most important things about De La Salle right now is their transition game.
That's correct. And transition games, of course, starts with good defense. So anytime a team scores on the fast break, look back at the kind of defense that started it all.
Santa Maria playing impressive on defense. He's giving Francisco a very difficult time in moving closer to that paint.
In last Sunday's game, you're talking about Francisco. Francisco gave a lot of points for the Blue Eagles inside with his offensive recovery. Now we're seeing that on the other side. We're seeing that in the game of LaSalle as Nieto goes in. Nieto's he's playing the small forward position. Eric Reyes, the power forward for the Blue Eagles. He got a foul. He'll go to the line. 12 minutes left in the first half. LaSalle by 6.
Mariano replacing now Monasterio, who was called for the foul earlier. 12 minutes left in the first half of play, and the frenzy here at the Rizal Coliseum goes on. The cheering has not really stopped. You really wonder when this will stop. It's a good shot by Nieto, the first point for him, 14-9. It's do or die for De La Salle. They have to win this one.
So far, it's even on the boards, Freddie. But what is evident right now is, if you take a look at the fouls of LaSalle, the fouls of the small men are defensive fouls. The fouls of their big men are offensive fouls.
14-10, Ateneo down by 4 points, but they're not counted out because they're a very strong team. June Reyes calling the shots. Pumare now has been a very slippery guard and has been a powerhouse for the Archers. Bush closer. Inside play number 18 for De La Salle, scoring Peralta, who replaced Monasterio earlier. June Reyes, 16-10. No charging called. The ball goes out of bounds, turnover. You know, defense has been working very well for De La Salle in this game so far. There's no way June Reyes can really move inside and distribute that ball to Eric Reyes or even Francisco.
And right now, Ateneo has problems settling down in their offense. They don't have their half-court game going for them. On the other hand, we see La Salle showing a lot of poise, showing patience as they go to the half-court game now. If they don't have the break, take a look at this outside shot by Mariano. It's out. Francisco with a defensive rebound. Ah!
Carnell just missed it. No foul called. June Reyes on the offensive for Ateneo. Nieto inside the paint. And a foul is called, and this is getting to be a very physical game now with only 11 minutes and 3 seconds left. 16-10, and you can see the crowd responding to every time a player just goes down on that floor.
You said it's going to be a physical game, Freddie. That's not news. We were expecting a physical game today. Physical not only on the floor. You can see physical things happening even on the stand.
I guess one thing which makes the De La Salle and Ateneo game, Sal, very exciting is that everybody's just cheering and everybody's getting inside into this game.
Yes. And you know, Freddie, as we go along, we like to point out some of the color that takes place in the stands. Like, for instance, the poetry that you see on the posters that are being put up by the avid, excited fans of these two squads. What happened there? He missed both of them?
Both charities missed by Nieto, 16-10. De La Salle leading by 6 points with only 10 minutes and 52. Santa Maria lost it. Cardell. Splendid performance. You know,
but it's not counted.
Was counted?
It's not counted. There was a foul before that. Oh, but even before that, I was impressed by the move of Aranet. Was it Aranet? Santa Maria. Santa Maria before the Cardell shot. He was in good position. Unfortunately, he ran out of real estate. He came in too deep. He committed himself too deep. But Cardell could have made it, but for that foul. Let's see him go inside once again. Oh,
beautiful follow-up. You know, if you try to look at Cardell with a score at 18-10, he's actually a mix of Zamboy Lim and Jojo Lastimosa in the PBA.
Yes, indeed. June Reyes for his first field goal. No. It's, again, a repeat of last Sunday's game. June Reyes having some problems. Never had a chance to put in his first field goal until the second, nearly the end of the first half. We have a timeout. We'll be back with you after this.
When I left the Philippines, I was only 18. Next time I saw my brother, liberation now.
Mon? Kuya!
Hello? Kuya!
Hello?
Mon! Bring back...
We're back here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum, 18-11 with De La Salle and Ateneo down by 7 points with 10:26 in. It has been La Salle's game so far, but Ateneo is really playing also a great game. It's just that La Salle has been getting the better of the breaks in the first part of this particular match.
Two significant component in La Salle's games at this point, Freddie, is the fact that they've really been pressing inside when they go on the offense. And one indication of that is they have 5 offensive rebounds at this point, as against 3 of Ateneo. And 3 of those offensive rebounds of La Salle gave up 6 points. Very important baskets for them. Top of the key by Pumaren. They're up by 9.
22-11 now. Pumaren doing very well so far from the field. June Reyes.
He hasn't scored yet, but he's got 5 assists so far, June Reyes.
Pumaren, Cardell working inside. There's a foul called by June Reyes. You know, June Reyes has not so far scored a single point from the field, but he has been the heart and soul of the offensive of the Ateneo Flying Eagles, and for him to commit more fouls, that can hurt a lot for Ateneo in this game.
Yes, and right now LaSalle is leading by 9 points, possibly 10, if Cardell converts on this bonus shot of his. And you will note that before this, he was in position because he was set up by Pumarin. Pumarin is a scoring leader for the LaSalle Green Archers, but he also dishes out assists. And in fact, because he's always a scoring threat, he will always also be making the rest of his teammates look good if he knows how to pass. And he has just shown us he knows how to pass. He just set up this man.
I guess that's one of the new dimensions and the many dimensions which Pumarin has in this particular game. Cardell converting for a three-point play, 21-11 with 9 minutes and 48 left in this game.
Yes, and talking about Cardell, for a small forward, he already has 2 offensive rebounds. Jim Reyes will set things up.
You know, if you try to look at the lineup of Ateneo right now, they have very big men. They want to control those boards because they have been out-rebounded in this game so far. 3 big men, Reyes, Araneta, and Francisco, and perhaps this can change the complexion of the game.
But they've been trying hard to get those rebounds. Take a look at that. Francisco was there for that defensive recovery. Brasella will attack inside. Araneta was set up beautifully.
Araneta now converting his first field goal, 21-13, 9 minutes and 9 seconds left in this first half. Pumarin against Rosella. Interesting to know that Pumarin has been the spark plug, but now Cardell is also delivering a near fumble. They recover. That's a steal and a foul called on Rosella. Rosella fouling Pumarin. You know, it's a very tough thing for Rosella to go up against a player like Pumarin because Pumarin is a very shifty guy, and it's going to be very difficult trying to defend on him.
Yeah, and you know, Fred, I think that was a bad foul because even if Pumarin had recovered at that point, I noticed that the shooting clock was down to less than 5 seconds or maybe even 3 seconds. So it was a turnover in the making for them. But that foul of Brasella saved the day for the Green Archers. Right now they'll have a fresh 30 seconds on the clock.
We have Monasterio, who will later go on. You know, Dino Pumarin has been working beautifully. Also, Fritz Gaston. You know, it's interesting how these two bench tacticians really stay there and stay on the heels of each other's plans. And both have been coming up with some very fantastic plays.
Yes, correct. And Freddie, we have not noticed, but Ateneo is already in penalty. And that's the reason why we have Pumarin. What is this?
Some color developing now between...
it was just a matter of time, Freddie.
A matter of time. We just didn't notice that. But it came out, and Santa Maria and June Reyes. I guess that's one of the many reasons which makes a De La Salle Ateneo confrontation, whether it's in a championship game or not, one of the most exciting stories in amateur basketball, and it's a storied tradition that stopped in 1977, and we're just reliving the good old days right here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum today.
And it's not just a case of these kids exchanging pleasantries in the court. You will know that the intensity extends to the gallery, because just as avidly, we have a lot of parents watching at what's going on right now and reliving their own days. And by the way, this is how the future leaders of our country are being raised, because these two schools, after all, are responsible for breeding some of our leaders in society, okay?
I guess one of the most exciting things which made the tradition really go on is the fact that it doesn't really die down. And Pumarin is now at the 15-foot line, 21-13 with 8 minutes and 53 left in the first half of play. Penalty situation already for Ateneo. Pumarin recovers after that miss, and another foul is called. Canlas, one of the better players for the Ateneo high-flying Eagles. He can't afford to commit those fouls. They're in penalty situation, and Pumarin will go again to the 15-foot line.
They're, if I may use the term, friendly. They're friendly encounters. The Canlas Pumaran encounters have started as early as during the elimination rounds. And it will blossom into something more meaningful, the relationship that is, I think, before the championships are over. But I mean, you take a look at the crowd. Oh, I've been listening to some of the cheers of the Green Archers Gallery, and one that really caught my attention was this creative rendition of what used to be the term used for the ATENEO mascot. Once upon a time, it was called the Blue Eagle. You know what it's called now? The Blue Eggless. it refers not to a bird, but rather it refers to the manhood, the kind of manhood that LaSalle thinks ATENEO is displaying right now.
21.
Eggless.
22-13, 8 minutes and 52. Monasterio replacing Gino Pumaran. Splendid first quarter and first half so far for the Archers. The Archers shooting down so far the Eagles in the first half of play.
He has 5 points, Pumaran, with 1 rebound and 3 assists.
22-13, 8 minutes and 42. Nieto. There's a foul called on possibly number 18 of De La Salle, Peralta. The 5 right now for the De La Salle Green Archers. You have Cardell, Mariano, together with Monasterio, Backman, no, it's Santa Maria, and Peralta. For the ATENEO Eagles, we have June Reyes, Nieto, Reyes, number 10. That's Eric. We have number 14, Araneta. We have number 19 for De La Salle, Del Rosario, reporting for work for the first time, replacing Peralta, who committed his second foul earlier. Araneta with 1 field goal so far. 1-on-1 situation. He converts, you know, I guess one of the most important things Araneta has to consider right now is he has to play that paint very well and fish for those fouls, because both teams are in penalty situation.
You cannot say that they're not trying. They've been trying all afternoon. All right, we have the Green Archers with a 7-point margin. They're on the attack.
22-15, Mariano against June Reyes. Del Rosario inside the paint, no foul called. Rebound. Loose ball goes to De La Salle, with Del Rosario getting that. No foul called. Nieto controlling the defensive boards. A steal by Mariano. Splendid spirit being shown by both teams on the court here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. The cheering has not stopped. The explosion and the drama that puts it on with Mariano with that long shot, missed it. Loose ball recovered by Francisco. Long pass, lead pass to Reyes now. Inside to Eric Reyes against Santa Maria. It's long, rebound controlled, but there is a foul committed. 22-15. You know, this is one game where you never see anything dying down, and with timeout, 22-15, Fritz Gaston calling for a timeout. We'll pause and we'll be back here at the Rizal Coliseum.
A product is at its best when it is at its freshest. Introducing Nido Multi-Fresh Pack.
Take a look at the gallery, part of the gallery. I think that's the ATENEO side of it. Might as well tell you that aside from being outscored right now, ATENEO is also outmanned as far as the gallery is concerned. I believe that the Green Archers dominate at least 3-4. I'm sorry, at least 3-1. So they have 75% of the gallery, and that's only understandable. After all, LaSalle is practically next door neighbor to the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. So these ATENEO cheering squads really are alien there right now, strictly speaking, on LaSalle turf.
They may be outnumbered in numbers, but they're not outnumbered in spirit. That's one thing very exciting about the ATENEO Flying Eagles right now. They're really fighting for every point, for every cheer.
Yes, in the meantime, Nieto just missed on his foul shot. And one thing about Nieto, he is really a forward, a small forward, but he's now occupying a guard position. It's I think what's happening is Gaston is putting in his biggest men. So he's in the backcourt. He's also putting another big guard, a small forward who sometimes plays big guard also, and that's the person of Nieto. And Nieto, by the way, knows how to defend well, and he can be physical.
Nieto now at the 15-foot line, 20-16.
Miss it.
Yes, that's Araneta playing splendidly inside the paint, 22-18. They're down by 4 points, 7-42. Mariano. Cardell lost that ball. Jun Reyes picks it up. No, yes, a foul called on Monasterio. He was trying to recover that ball, but Reyes just played splendid defense, 22-18. And that's going to be another trip to the 15-foot line for a 1-1 for Ateneo, because both teams are now in penalty situation.
Yes, with time down to 7:36. LaSalle has committed 10 fouls already. Ateneo with 9, both over the limit, but both showing that they don't want to let anything go by. They will try at any time, and that usually results in some fouls, a lot of fouls, in fact, some stupid at that. However, because of that, we now have Jun Reyes with a chance to put in his first points. As in last Sunday's game, it took quite a while for this ball to get moving, but it was a good time as any. He'll have another one. It's a 1-and-1 situation, and it's a turn on the Blue Eagles, the Blue Eagles, if you will quote the Green Archers, to cheer. They now have something to cheer about, because their team has the momentum right now. The Blue Eagles, not the Eagles.
22-20, interesting development really happening here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Good defense now by Jun Reyes, exploding with 2 points, and now gets that ball. He can go inside the equalizer. It goes in.
Yes,
there is a foul called, 22-all.
Freddie, the shoe is on the other foot. You will notice that that last point was set up when Reyes started gambling on defense, harassing the ball carrier, and he was able to generate a turnover and make good on the turnover. It's now a tied ball game with 7:20 to go, and he's got another point coming up. It is a repeat of the spirit that pervaded the game that we saw last Sunday.
7:20 left. It's 22-all, and it was a very big lead earlier for De La Salle, at least 9 points, but recovering, and now they have the momentum on their side. Reyes exploding for 4 successive points and a chance for a triple. You know, this will really break the backs of the La Salle offensive, which started very well during the first part of this game.
He is a streak shooter if I ever saw one. So watch out when he put in his first point. And he put in his first point only 15 seconds ago. So watch out for a flood from this boy. He's got 5 points. Now 6 with 4 assists and 7 rebounds for the little guy.
23-22. La Salle is down by 1. Ateneo takes the initiative. Araneta playing a very solid game now inside that paint. He has been preventing Santa Maria and even Del Rosario from taking some very easy shots. And Cardell, who has been the man who exploded for De La Salle during the earlier part of this game, is now held scoreless. Reyes now reporting for duty. That's Eric Reyes replacing Araneta with 7 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first half. Ateneo is up by 1, but Santa Maria of De La Salle has a chance to equalize on a 1-on-1 situation. He missed it. Rebound controlled by Francisco. Jun Reyes moving down court, looking for the opening. Goes to a pass to Canlas, and Canlas delivers.
What a beautiful setup by Reyes. And that was so because La Salle was looking for him to score. Instead, it is a fine assist pass to Canlas.
25-22. A win by Ateneo today will win for them their second straight UAAP championship. If La Salle wins, there will be an extension of the series. Francisco, he is really controlling that boards now. Canlas again. Missed it, rebound controlled by Monasterio. So far, a very solid defense now being put up by Ateneo. They have been controlling the defensive boards, and that has given the Archers a very difficult time in going for second shots. Poor shot selection by De La Salle.
There was a slight bump there with no foul called, and so Araneta Santa Maria gets away with 2 from inside the paint with 6 and 10 to go.
25-24. Ateneo is up by 1 with 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Jun Reyes, splendid performance so far. Eric Reyes inside the paint. He's been doing the wonders right now for Ateneo. Jun Reyes scores 27-24 and a timeout call. The will pass, and we'll be back here at the Rizal Coliseum. back here at the Rizal Coliseum with Ateneo leading by 3, 27-24 with 5:57. You know, Sal, I've been watching all the people out there from the gallery. You know, emotions are starting to flare up.
Definitely.
And you can see that, you know, taunting and a lot there. And you can see with all the streamers out here, you see how involved everybody is here from start to finish. There's no way anyone would just give the other member of the gallery a chance really to cheer up for his own team.
That gives you, folks out there, an idea of how thought-provoking these posters are. We'll give you some samples. Like, for instance, on the side of the Ateneo gallery, we have this two-part poster which says, "If it's green, flush it." So, colorful poetry as only students of this type can dish out. In the meantime, our score is 24-27, Ateneo by 7. And LaSalle has some problems. Villaplana misses from the outside. We have another fast break by Ateneo. It's 3-on-3.
Nieto inside. The ball goes in. What a lucky shot.
He is a strong boy, Freddy, a strong boy. Sumakay ka pa is his battle cry.
Sounded very good to look at that shot. 29-24, 5:28. Santa Maria limited, and a very strong defense now being played. You know, one of the most impressive things I've seen in the comeback of Ateneo is the fact that you have Brazella and Reyes doubling up on the defense, and there's no way Santa Maria can come up in closer to that paint, and he's been having a very difficult time really going for a basket, and that's one of the reasons why the tall man of De La Salle have been limited. 29-24. Santa Maria now on the 15-foot line, 1-1. He misses. Rebound controlled again by Ateneo. Francisco soaring up high for that ball.
That's his 13th rebound. 11 defensive, and the rest are offensive recoveries. Rosella with the ball. He will set it up for his team. This is Habana in for the first time.
Nieto now looking for the opening. So far, he has gone berserk with shooting. Via Plata. Pumaran. He has been limited so far to a number of points in the last 5 minutes. Beautiful break by Reyes. Monasterio back to Pumaran. Takes the outside. Missed it. Rebound controlled now by Ateneo. 1-1. Monasterio and Eric Reyes. Reyes loses. Habana for the follow-up. The ball goes to De La Salle. No foul called. 29-24. 4 minutes and 33 left in the first half of play.
They were doing the right things, but executing improperly. That's Ateneo. They're showing signs of what they had in yesterday's game. Santa Maria inside.
It's been a long time since we've heard from Santa Maria with that shot. 29-26, 4-17.
Is carrying quite a load on his shoulders with the backcourt man, the scoring backcourt man of La Salle, sort of cooling down. Now he has to take up the slack.
Nieto now, Francisco against Del Rosario. Good block by Eric Reyes. Is foul called on Monasterio. Monasterio is one of the key players for De La Salle. He cannot afford to commit more fouls. 29-26, Ateneo up by 3.
Yes, and with that foul, and of course, is questioned by, you can guess which side of the gallery. We will have a chance to take pause and note that as we've been saying, the shoe is on the other foot. Now it's the Blue Eagles starting to gamble on their defense, starting to cheat on their defense, and that's the reason why they're getting a lot of fast breaks. It's a transition game, going great guns for them, and on the part of La Salle, so it has become a question of whether the big men can be set up inside, and so let us see what Eric Reyes can do. He has been there for some time. He's not been replaced as yet. Eric Reyes. He is a good presence defensively for the Blue Eagles as well as offensively.
30-26. Him as the second one. Santa Maria controls the boards now. Pumaran has been limited scoreless so far. He has been the spark plug for De La Salle's drive for the championship this year. Ateneo, the defending champions, for a second straight championship. And a foul is called on Habana by Plata for De La Salle, who was carrying that ball earlier. 3 minutes and 47 left in the first half of play.
Take note that Junior is the premier guard of the Blue Eagles, right now sitting on the bench. He is going to take some rest. Anyway, the shape of the game is going Ateneo's way. And it's a deep bench that Fitz Gaston is now relying on. I think in last Sunday's game, Gaston went no more than the 8 men. Right now he's using more than he did last Sunday.
Nieto controlling the defensive boards. Habana takes a long one, misses, rebound, foul is called on the rebound play number 18 for De La Salle Peralta. You know, the big man of De La Salle is getting to a lot of foul trouble, and this has given the Flying Eagles a very good opportunity, really, to control that paint inside there.
What is happening right now, I think, Freddie, is the big men of the Ateneo Blue Eagles are doing a better job of tending to the boards than their counterparts on the Green Archers side. While we did not see that to be so effective in the early part of this first half, it is coming to be so at this point. And the presence of Francisco and Eric Reyes there has resulted in quite a number of very important rebounds. And Francisco has not been scoring, not as much anyway as last Sunday's game, is now just starting to contribute his bit. That's his 5th point only.
31 to 26. You know, Sal, in this game so far, with only 3 minutes and 38 left, fortunes have changed. And I guess one of the most important things both teams have to consider is how you play consistent ball. LaSalle started off, they were a house on fire, but now they're doused, and Ateneo is riding high on a very consistent offensive and defensive game, 32 to 26. 3 minutes and 23 left in this first half of play. LaSalle on the offensive. Limpot in the game for the first time. The ball goes in. First shot for him, and it goes in 32 to 28. They're down by 4. Canlas, right quarter court, inside to Francisco. Rebound. Cardell, impressive. Jumping like you'll never know before. Cardell. Limpot. 2 minutes and 54 left in the first half. Very solid defense now by Ateneo. Pomaran trying his luck. Closer. Foul called. Nieto.
It was really a forced shot on the part of Obama, but there was a foul, and so that erases everything. And so we'll have a chance for 2 shots. It's 1-1 with both teams already in penalty. In terms of rebounds, it's Ateneo on top with right now 24 as against 18 for LaSalle. So it is Ateneo dominating the boards at this point. And with both teams scoring or shooting not that impressively, this means that rebounds will really be a big difference. And it's Ateneo dominating this part of the game.
A split by Pumaran, 32 to 29, 3 points separating both teams with only 2 minutes and 43 left in the first half of play. Reyes has been a tower of strength for the Eagles together with Francisco, who is now inside that paint. You know, this guy moves with so much fluidity inside that paint. It's a matter of seasoning, really, giving this guy exposure, 34 to 29.
He knows how to move inside, and that's the reason I think why Limpot is being put in, because so far the defenders of Santa Maria have been having problems. So we're seeing Derek Pumaran experimenting with Limpot on Santa Maria. In the meantime, we have Nieto with another defensive rebound. Remember, he is a guard.
Canlas with the letter. Cardell staying on top of him. Missed it, rebound. A lot of boxing out inside that paint. Pumaran has been working wonders for De La Salle.
He just wiped it away from Eric Reyes.
Turn around, he converts and a foul. 34 to 31, possibly 32 if he converts on the charity. With 1 minute and 46, Backman, who is in foul trouble, now replaces Santa Maria, who has played very well inside that paint. He has been in that in this game for so long for De La Salle.
So it's a major stage in the game at this point with Pumaran really hustling for that point. He earned that point. Let us make no mistake about it. He did it all by himself. But in the meantime, as a team, right now, Bachman is back, and so Bachman will be working together with Limpot to sort of neutralize the big men of the Blue Eagles. There is Fritz Gaston. He's got to be happy with the way his boys are performing at this point. They came back well.
A lot of animo now for both schools here. Ateneo leading 34 to 31. They have only to win this game to win the championship. Jun Reyes is in the game again. Canlas to Francisco. A tower of strength for the Eagles. Jun Reyes. Interesting how he would shoot that ball. He converts. Yes, 36 to 31. Fresh from the bench, and he scores that point. And he does that rally.
Remember, before he left the court, he had 5 points away there. As I said, he's a streak shooter. Par excellence. 31-26. Ateneo by 5. 1:14 to go.
De La Salle, Backman. Short, Francisco. A lot of tenacity in that board.
I think that was poor shot selection by Bachman. That was a
Reyes again.
Oh, Jun Reyes is on fire.
38 to 31, and Jun Reyes has been splendid after coming from the bench. Pumaran, Nieto staying on top of him. He goes inside that paint. Recovered by De La Salle, and a foul called on Nieto.
And that's Bachman. But I think the foul was committed on, what is it going to be Pumaran who will take this? No, it's Bachman. All right. So there you have it. A simple ploy by Pumaran, acting as decoy by going inside, luring the defensive men to them, and passing off to Bachman at the right time. And when Bachman took the shot, that's the kind of shot, that's the kind of contribution he should give to his team at this point. Not outside shots. Leave the outside shooting to the small man. He shoots from the outside only as a last resort.
38 to the 31 with only 46 seconds left. And Backman so far has 6 points. And
but look at this, only 3 rebounds.
Not impressive on the board story for Backman. He converts on the second charity attempt to 38 to 32 with only 44 ticks left in the first half of play. Jun Reyes now directing operations. Has been splendid in both offense and defense. Reyes, you know, he has been doing everything for Ateneo. 40 to 32 with only 28. When can you ever stop a good player like that from providing those assists and shooting those points?
Double threat. That's what Jun Reyes is. And here is something that we did not see in last Sunday's game. Nieto guarding Pumaran.
40 to 32 with only 8 seconds left. They're going for the last shot, and there's a foul called on Canlas. So Dindo Pumaran will take a trip to the stripe, and a timeout called by Ateneo, and we'll be back here. 5 seconds left.
Do we turn back?
Well, I guess we'll have to continue with the excitement with only 5 seconds left. You know, looking at Pumaran, so far he has played a splendid game. The question is, can he be consistent and maintain that same form he has right now in the second half? Because most of the other players have not really delivered.
Well, obviously, as far as scoring is, the word is consistency, and he's not been consistent. He has been shooting in spurts exactly as he performed last Sunday. So he's got to put in more in other areas, and right now he's got to be the court general. He's got to be the leader and put his team together, get him back on track. And well, their half-court game right now is sort of fizzling out. He has put some life back into it, give it some more imagination, be a little more creative. That's what this big little guy will have to do for his team. We're talking about Dindo Pumaran. In the meantime, take a look at Fritz Gaston. He is happy. He has to be happy with the way his boys are defending. Right now, Pumaran has here the scoring percentages. We only have
so far, he has 30% for his field goal and 33% from the line, 6 for 2. So he converts 40 to 33 with 5.9 seconds left, and a lot of animosity really developing on the bleachers here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Ateneo hoping only to win this game to wrap up its second straight UAAP championship, and for De La Salle to win this to extend the series to Wednesday. And so far, they have led this game in the beginning, but they have fallen back, and the name of the game for both teams to stay on top of the situation is consistency. Another foul called, so we'll go to the other end of the court.
Yes, indeed. That was Limpot fouling Eric Reyes. Was it Eric Reyes?
some drama developing between Canlas and Mariano right now.
There was a love tap that was given Canlas. But he's looking cool.
Francisco.
Yeah.
41 to 33. The momentum is on the Ateneo side. And the spark plug for that comeback is June Reyes. Has been held scoreless during the first part of the first quarter, but he exploded in the second half. 42 to 33. It's a 9-point lead. Mariano. It's a long one. He misses. There's the end of the first quarter with the score at 42 to 33. Ateneo leading over De La Salle by 9 points in this game that will decide whether Ateneo will win the championship today or De La Salle will extend the series on Wednesday. We'll be back here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum together with Sal Marte for more of the drama that goes on between the game between De La Salle and Ateneo de Manila. We'll turn you back here after these words from home studio.
42. Yes, splendid comeback for the boys of Fritz Gaston. And, well, the catch-all analysis is always that they've been defending better than their counterparts on the Green Archers side. But if you take a look at the scores really and the figures, it's more because their big men have been doing a better job tending to the boards. And that has translated into, yes, of course, more rebounds and more points. And their presence inside has also been defensively quite a factor. Although in the first part of this first half, the Green Archers in the persons of Bachman and then Santa Maria have been getting away with inside incursions. But that was no longer so towards the end of the first half. The Blue Eagles big men have been doing a better job than their counterparts. That could be the story of the first half. Of course, let's not forget the fact that that June Reyes, ever the court general, the floor leader, the director general, the ministry for the offense, has been doing a splendid job.
I guess when you try to look at the performance of June Reyes, he started slow, but he came back and tried to look at the individual scoring story. With Ateneo, it was Francisco exploding with 11 points. June Reyes, a very cold first 10 minutes, then exploded with 10. Reyes, Eric has scored 7, Nieto with 5, Araneta with 6, and Basso with 2. And that's how they're doing very well. For De La Salle, who has been relying a lot on, in Pumaran, has a more balanced scoring this time with 9 points. Cardell with 5, Monasterio with 4, Backman 7-4.
Freddie, I don't think they're interested in the statistics at this point. I think they want to know what's happening on court right. No, it's not a brawl, folks. It is simply the La Salle cheering squad trying to give you an idea of the emotion that is that pervades the gallery at this point.
You know, that's the kind of emotion really that is going on here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum, you know. Most of these people have been lining up since this morning at 9:30, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are still lining up hoping to come in. And the cheering has not stopped, and everybody's just getting into the act, and there's no way you can stop everybody really from holding their emotions. And everybody is being a part of this fabled rivalry, which has made the Ateneo and the De La Salle rivalry, I guess, the most exciting in college basketball.
Yes, indeed. And you know, Freddie, it's not simply a case of the cheering squads cheering for the team, but rather the gallery jeering the other team. And that's why you have again, we have to cite some of the posters. You know, if it is green, flush it, that's coming from the Ateneo gallery. We also have, I noticed another one where Blue Eagles are blue, etc. And if it's green, it's just some colorful and very, very creative things at the other side. And one of the more prominent signs I have been seeing is the one finger sign, which can be interpreted in two ways. One is, you can say they're saying they're number one. The other one is they're really saying to the other team, I think there's a finger sign, Freddie, that was made famous by Teddy Boy Locsin.
Score is 42 to 33.
Okay.
And trying to look at the scores once more on the scoring side for the for Ateneo. Francisco had a total of 11 points. He was the big man for Ateneo in the first half. June Reyes limited only to no points in the first half, first quarter. But he exploded with 10 points. Reyes, Eric with 7 points. Araneta with 6. Nieto with 5 and Basso with 2 for a total of 42 points. De La Salle, on the other hand, who in the earlier game before this one relied heavily on Pumaran, has now a balanced scoring sheet here. We have Dindo Pumaran with 9 points, Backman 7, Santa Maria with 4. You have Monasterio with 4, Cardell, splendid young player, 5, and Limpot with 2, together with Peralta with 2 for a total of 33 points. So it's really how you see both teams play a very consistent game. And in the first part of the game between Ateneo and De La Salle, it was the more consistent defensive stance put up by De La Salle that contributed so much to their transition game. But in the end, it was Ateneo getting the better of De La Salle, and Ateneo just put on the heat, and Ateneo just was remarkable in that comeback to establish that 9-point lead.
Well, one revealing piece of statistics that we have here is the very poor scoring for both squads. We have Ateneo shooting 39%, and that's not too good at all. We have La Salle shooting 36%, but something even more significant is this: De La Salle has been shooting only 31% from the foul throw area. They have thrown away 11 points from the line, and that can easily account for the big difference in the score right now, which stands at 9 points. Take a look at the gallery of La Salle as they take in the display of their cheering squad, which is now performing on the floor.
Well, before we continue with more action here at the Rizal Coliseum, we'll pause and we'll be back here.
When I left the Philippines,
we're back here at the Rizal Coliseum, site of the rivalry that has never died down. It continues to live on between the De La Salle Green Archers and the Ateneo High Flying Eagles. The Eagles leading 42-33. If they win this game today, they will win their second straight championship. If De La Salle wins, they go to another game come Wednesday. And what are the chances of De La Salle coming back in this game, really, Sal?
I said it before, and I said again, if even the miniskirt can make a comeback, why not La Salle? Well, one thing, I think from the statistics, Freddie, it is obvious that both teams are tensed up. All tensed up. It's simply because of the significance of this game. If Ateneo wins today, it's the end of the season, and La Salle is looking to extend, hoping to win today. And because of that, they've not been shooting properly. They've not been shooting well. And this now moves over responsibilities for the game, for the big men to tend to the boards. And it is a case of Ateneo doing the much better job. Of course, let's not forget the fact that Dindo Pumaran, the old reliable scoring sock of the Green Archers, has not been delivering as expected. Now, 9 points is not small, which is what is put into the first half. But you will note that in last Sunday's game, for instance, in the first half alone, he already had something like 22, 24 points, if I'm not mistaken. So it's practically half of his, what you might say, normal output. And somebody else has to take the slack. And I say right now, the most logical persons to take up the slack that results because of Pumaran's inability to sizzle as usual will have to be the big men, Freddie. And so we're looking at Bachman, we're looking at Santa Maria, and maybe Limpot, who put in his first ever field goal in the series when he was put in for the first time late in the first half.
So the real story of this game, it will all depend on how well La Salle can come up with a more balanced scoring sheet. While you have some of the big names in pro business like Roel Santiago now, together with, well, as for it, it's Gary Valenciano. And all the stars are really giving some big show.
And Randy Santiago.
Yes, Randy Santiago. So it's really La Salle putting on a show here. It becomes a media event. That's something different for a show, and look at all the Ateneo side really just holding on. We'll never know what they'll come up with.
They're calling on all the Lasalites in all over the Philippines. If they have to bring back some of those who have migrated away to the United States, they will. So right now, it's the biggest stars that they can put together, rallying the Green Archers Gallery, trying to revive their spirits and hoping to inject some life into the sputtering offense of the Green Archers on court. We're not talking about the gallery. After all, we're really here for a championship game.
This is the championship game between Ateneo and DLSU. We're coming to you live here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. You know, Zal, it's been quite a while since we had a show like this, and I think for amateur basketball, this could be a very big boost because amateur basketball in this country so far needs a big injection in the arm to keep it live.
Yes, Freddie, I'm gonna go out on a limb at this point, all right? If it is basketball statistics, I'll do it anytime. But since we're now leaving the area of simple statistics, we'll just say that as far as the cheering matchup is concerned, I say that LaSalle has the edge at this point. And we'll have more about the Ateneo side of it after we take this break.
It's showtime.
We're back here at the Rizal Coliseum for the match between Ateneo and DLSU, 42-33. You know, it never stops really, Sal. Before we get into the second half of this game, we can see that everybody just doesn't want to lose, and everybody wants to win, and that spirit is good, and if that kind of a spirit goes all throughout Philippine sports, then the future can be very safe for us.
Yes, and if you just joined us, you missed an exciting first half. But worse than that, you also missed the LaSalle cheering squads, which was, made impressive by the presence of Roel Santiago, Hunter Santiago, and Gary Balanciano. And right now, the Ateneo side of the gallery is hoping for a comeback, cheering-wise, and not doing too good a job of it. They don't have the same personalities, except for this blue eagle. It is not really a blue, it's an eagle being carried into the court to sort of inspire the true blue eagle squad. It's a personality that we have. What's his name now?
Robert Arevalo.
That's correct.
Robert Arevalo, who stars in Balitatao over People's Television 4.
And a true blue Atenean.
A true blue Atenean now. In the middle of that court, everything is in a pandemonium now here at the Rizal Coliseum, and the high-flying eagle, proud and mighty, and they have shown that in the first half by that big lead of 9 points, 42-33. It's the Eagles glowing the Archers, and the Archers so far have not been able to shoot down the Eagles.
Well, if the Archers have their way, it's not an eagle that just came in. In their words, they call it the Blue Eagles.
Robert Arevalo now leading the cheering for the Ateneo Eagles, and later on we'll be having the second part of this unfolding drama here at the Rizal Coliseum. It's a pandemonium here, really. DLSU needing to win this one very badly to stay in the contest, and Ateneo just needing this one to win a second straight championship. You know, the last time these teams really had that very heated rivalry was 1976, and very unfortunate because the rivalry has been so emotional. It has created headlines during the 60s and the 70s that both teams had to leave the NCAA.
That's correct. People will forget the score of that game in the basketball part of it, but they know that during that day there were about a dozen cars that suffered broken windshields and a couple of bruised egos. Oh yes, it was colorful indeed, not on the court but off the court, and we're hoping that today we will not have the same thing.
Well, I guess with the crowd here we're having, we're in a frenzy here at the Rizal Coliseum. We can say that everything has been on hold and everything is under control. to 33. Ateneo leading by 9 over De La Salle, and we'll be back here for the second half after we pause for these reminders. Here at the Rizal Coliseum, 42 to 33 in favor of Ateneo for the championship game for the 1988 UAAP senior crown, and Ateneo needing only to win this game in order to wrap up the series. De La Salle needing to win this one very badly in order to extend the series to another game. So far, it has been Ateneo leading by 9, 42 to 33. In order to change the complexion of this match, Zal, I guess De La Salle has to play more consistent ball. They started very well, but the Ateneo Blue Eagles just came out fighting in the last half of the first half, and they played more solid defense, and their transition game was fantastic. Jun Reyes, who was limited to no points in the first half of the first quarter, just exploded, and there you have Ateneo with its game on a roll.
That's correct, and if you will recall in the early goings of this game, the backcourt men of La Salle were doing a lot of gambling on their defense, and that resulted in a lot of fast break points because of turnovers forced by what they were doing, and so they quickly squirted to some good points. But in the end, we saw the likes of Santa Maria, the big men of Blue Eagles, doing their bit and doing it well off the boards, and that spelled the difference. They're leading in rebounds and leading by 9 points. Pomaren.
That's the first basket. 42 to 35. That can create a lot of difference now. It's a press by the Archers as we move down court. Jun Reyes now. Lim staying on top of him. Pomaren. A beautiful cut. Lost the ball by Rosella. Pomaren. 2 and 1. Broken up by Canlas. Defensive jam by Canlas. That could have been a fast break for the Archers. 42 to 35.
So you hear the case again of the small men of the Green Archers scrambling on the defense, forcing the turnover. They nearly had a fast break at that time. They're down by just 7 points now. Pomaren will take charge of the half-court offense.
Missed rebound controlled by Francisco. 11 points in the first half. They're staying on top on Jun Reyes. They're trying to prevent him from holding that ball, but he has been spectacular so far. Missed it. Rebound controlled by the Archers. It's a fast break. Monasterio on a feed by Pomaren scores 42 to 37. They're down by 5, 19 minutes and 4 seconds left in the final half of play. Pomaren playing more aggressive defense now. Foul Monasterio. That's the first team foul for the Archers in the first half of play.
Of course, when you start talking about one team needing to be more, to do more of defense, you also in the same breath have to say they have to watch out for those fouls. They cannot land in penalty situation too early.
It's going to be very crucial if they land into penalty situation, especially if it's a very close game. Reyes, Lim doing a fine defensive job so far, preventing him from getting that ball. Canlas against Pomaren.
Blue Eagles are just standing around, Freddie. They're not moving that well.
Yes.
Inside is Reyes.
Yes, on a turnaround, he converts 44 to 37. That's the first field basket by Ateneo.
He did that all by himself. He set himself up, but just by his lonesome. Oh, another penetration by Pomaren.
4 points by Pomaren now in the second half. As a near steal, another foul called on Dindo Pomarens. So score is 44 to 39.
You will notice, Freddie, right now Archers have 3 guards in the person of Lim, Monasterio, and Pomaren. It's going to be a quick game. They're going to go for those steals. It's going to be a lot of fast breaks that the Archers are looking for. If the Eagles don't score, they'll have a fast break. No, they have a defensive rebound.
Rebound control. There's a... Somebody was called for a foul. Yes, Canlas called for the foul. 44 to 39. That's the second team foul now for Ateneo.
So the Archers are poised for a quickening of the tempo, and that's the reason why they have 3 small men. But, you know, that also means that their big men, number 12, that's Bachman, and Santa Maria, will have to work a little harder off the boards.
Monasterio now. Missed it. Loose ball recovered by Francisco. Reyes, Lim on him. Rosella from the three-point area. He missed it. Boxing out on the rebound. LULZ controls the ball. Monasterio, splendid out of San Beda during his high school days. Pumaran fumbles. Jun Reyes moving down court. No fouls called.
There is a
foul. All of the while I thought it was a traveling, but that's a foul. Jun Reyes really playing a very splendid game so far. He has been consistent.
But there's a noticeable change in the shape of this game, and that is obvious. The kind of lineup that Derek Pumaran has put in for this, the second half, the deciding half. With 17 and 35 to go.
Jun Reyes lived on top of him. Nieto Rosella against Pumaran. It's a solid wall of defense now put up by DLSU. Francisco Backman on top of him. Foul. You know, Backman has been patrolling that lane very well, but he got into early foul trouble during the first half, and he's still having a very difficult time containing Francisco, who played splendid with 11 points in the first half of play.
That's a big foul. An important one by an important player. In the meantime, noticeably, we are looking at a half-court game of the Blue Eagles being built around, setting up their big men inside. And we have an example of that in Francisco, who was set up inside and was fouled in the act of shooting. Now he's up team's lead to 6. It was as good as 9 points.
45 to 39. Jun Reyes replaced by Araneta. Lim, 3 big men now for the Eagles. You have Araneta together with Eric Reyes and Francisco. On the other hand, for the Archers, you have Backman and Santa Maria patrolling that paint. Pumaran up against Nieto. Solid defense by both quintets. Backman blocked beautifully by Francisco. Transition game, and Rosella converts after that block. 47 to 39, 9-point lead once more by Ateneo. 16:45 left in the final half of play.
That was a fast break created after that good block by Francisco. So it was defense paying off in 2 points at the other end. Pumaran from three-point country.
That was a big one. 47 to 41, only a 2-point play. 16 and 25, Rosella. Eric Reyes with the letter, left quarter court. Pumaran a shade shorter, and Reyes missed it. Santa Maria controlling the defensive boards. Nieto staying close to Pumaran, has played a very good offensive game. There's another field one, short this time. Rebound, battle, controlled by DLSU. Pumaran inside that paint. No.
He heard the whistle. He was not about to shoot, but he heard the whistle, and so he went for the shot, knowing that if the referees see that, he's going to be awarded 2 shots. It's only the 3rd foul of LaSalle, and Pumaran was put together already 2 field goals in this second half rather. Will have a chance for 2 more points. Remember that in the first half, the Green Archers flew away 11 points, 11 possible points in this same spot from the 15-foot line.
Pumaran has the 15-foot line. Cardell replaces Monasterio. Pumaran, he corrects. 47 to 43, and DLSU is down by 4 with 15 and 58. It's still a frenzy here at the Rizal Coliseum so far. He has 16 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists. Make it 17 for Pumaran on the score sheet. They're down by 3. Rosella against Lim. Nieto now. Cardell back from the bench. Had a very good first half. Nieto blocked by Backman. Canlas recovers. Rosella now from the 3-point area. That's strong. Foul in the rebound play. Francisco or Eric Reyes could be called for that foul.
In an effort to recover the offensive rebound. And we have LaSalle slowly but surely creeping in. They're down by only 3. And a big job is on the shoulders of this 5'10" point guard, Dindo Pumaran. Nearly lost the ball.
47 to 44. Pumaran, Nieto staying on top of him, providing, well, that's a foul, pushing foul called on Nieto. You know, it's really a very tough job for Nieto to stay on top of Pumaran. He's a very slippery guard, and with somebody who has a wide dimension of moves, it's going to be very difficult for you to stay on top of him.
But I think he did a fine job in the first up, limited Pumaran to only 9 points.
Francisco soaring high for that rebound.
That's his 14th rebound. Rosella trying to shake up Lim. 15 minutes to go. Ateneo by 3. And they are having problems with a half-court game. Ateneo is.
Canlas. Well, bingo. 49 to 44. That douses a little bit the rally mounted by the Archers. With 14:50 left in this ball game. Dindo Pumaran, Cardell. We haven't heard from him for a long time. Well, this time he just said, he heard us. He heard us. 49 to 46. Canlas with the letter. It's a pressing man defense now being put up by the Archers. Pumaran on top of Canlas. Takes another long one. This time it rims out. Backman controlling the boards. And a foul is called on Lim. He was pushing off Rosella on that rebound play. 49 to 46 with 14:16 left in this ball game.
LaSalle has recovered themselves. They have recovered their poise. They have the right idea right now. It's a matter of executing what has been planned by Dindo Pumaran, or rather by Derek Pumaran, their coach. It's a matter of execution at this point. They're down by only 3 with 14 and 15 to go. They have to win in order to extend this championship. Canlas inside foray. Francisco's inside. That's his favorite shot. But we have traveling.
Called on the Eagles. This is the championship game between Ateneo and De La Salle. We're coming to you live here from the Rizal Coliseum. Ateneo needing to win this one to win the championship for a second straight time, and De La Salle needing to win this to extend the series to another game. Cardell from the baseline. Well, he stepped on the line, so turnover.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. He tried to gamble at the baseline and lost the gamble. Rosella, in the meantime, misses, but he gets a foul. We have a case of the small forwards really going for the attack with the pattern fizzling out. It's a case of the small forwards coming up with the jumper at the very last part of the offensive thrust. That was Canlas on the other side, and now we had who was that? Cardell trying his bid for LaSalle. Just a play back. Right now we have 13 and 45 left in this, what might be the last game of the season if Ateneo wins today.
49 to 46, 30-45. There is Derek Pumaran looking worried at this time. He has every reason to be, because if they lose this one, the championship is gone for good. June Reyes back in the contest. There's a tripping foul called. 13 and 34. June Reyes played for the national team and is also with the national team this time together with Derek Dindo Pumaran. So both players, one of the two of the better players now in college basketball.
And they proved that very convincingly in that game last Sunday. Both of them top scoring and made the most important plays for the teams. Right now we have Canlas passing off to Eric Reyes from the wings.
There's another conversion for you. Eric Reyes providing the difference in that play, 51 to 46.
What was nearly a block turned out to be an assist from Canlas to Reyes, and turned out to be 2 points for Ateneo. They're now up by 5. 13 minutes left in this game. Rosella starting the gamble on Cardell.
I guess if you try to look at this game also, Sal, one of the big stories which most people would not realize is how those small men are really getting into the act and providing the big difference whenever the big men fail to score. And so far, Rosella, together with June Reyes and even Cardell on the side of De La Salle, has been playing very well on offense and defense.
In the meantime, we have Pumaran with showing his experience, baiting, and getting a foul, fishing for a foul and getting it from Canlas. He has the tough job now of putting his team together. And as he goes, many say, so will LaSalle go. He has not been scoring well, and you can see even from the foul throw area, he's not that, he's not his usual self. I recall that last Sunday's game, he put in the last 2 points from the foul throw area for his team. It's 1 out of 2 for Pumaran. His team down by 4 points.
51-47. It really hurts if Pumaran does not score because he has been the spark plug of the LULZ team. You have Santa Maria together with Backman patrolling the paint for the Archers. June Reyes from the top of the key misses. Rebound controlled by Santa Maria. He was a tower of strength in that play. Pumaran against Canlas. It's a taller man now staying on top of Dindo Pumaran. Mariano from the wings. Missed it. Rebound controlled by Cardell. Blocked. And there's a foul going to be called. A lot of emotions now starting to pour out on that court. Cardell was really tough on that board.
Oh, yes. And I think it was Araneta reacting to somebody attempting to trip his teammate. He was reacting in behalf of Cardell, who nearly got clobbered in that last play. But this high-leaping small forward sometimes plays guard also. Cardell is proving his worth.
Cardell will go to the 15-foot line. It was Cardell and Nieto and Dindo Pumaran, having played in so many championship games for De La Salle in the past, and at the same time having been a member of it, and is a member of the national team, using his experience really to ward off any possible trouble. And that's sportsmanship for you right now on the court, while Fritz Gaston is giving instructions. He's very emotional about this game. His first year with Ateneo and doing very well so far. It's a steal by Ateneo. There's a foul called on Cardell with 12:21 left in this game. 51-47. Ateneo up by 4. And they're getting close to their second straight championship, but it's still anybody's game.
Yes, and Ateneo is starting to work as a team, as one complete unit on the defensive moves. That last turnover was caused by 3 men acting together to get the turnover. That's Ateneo's defensive preparations, all because of Fritz Gaston, the defensive specialist.
Rebound controlled by Cardell after the miss by June Reyes. He will go inside. No, he decides not to. He goes to Santa Maria. Pumaran being shackled by number 9, Habana. And a foul is called on Habana. That's going to be team foul number 8 for the Eagles. With 12 minutes and 3 seconds left in this ball game. You know, the cheering has not stopped. Everybody just is up on their feet here. And everybody is just giving their team the moral support they need in order to win the big one.
If the La Salle Archers gallery can have their way, they're going to cheer in that those foul shots of Pumaran, which we're about to see executed now. Yes, Ateneo has already committed 8 fouls. And if you will notice, Pumaran is now being taken on by Habana because Nieto already has 3 fouls. So Nieto will have to stay off Pumaran for a while. Let Habana have his way. Meantime, there's a bit of color between Cardell and Reyes. Watch out, front. Reyes just pushed off Cardell. As Pumaran scores, we have 48 and 51. We're down to only 12 minutes left in this crucial game. Could be the last if Ateneo wins, if they maintain this margin that they have, this lead that they have right now of 3 points.
51-48. It's a split once more by Dindo with 12 and 1. Habana to Nieto, 3-point area. He missed it. Rebound. Loose ball goes to Nieto once more. Habana takes another triple. He missed it. Rebound. It falls to Reyes, and he connects. 53-48. Lucky break for the Eagles. They're controlling that board, and it's been a great time for them because there are tall men like Eric Reyes and Francisco delivering the goods.
And on the other side of the coin is the question, where are the La Salle big men? A collision of bodies underneath. Yes, they're there. Araneta is there. Bachman is right now on the bench. And it is Peralta and Santa Maria working for the Green Archers. But they're not doing as good a job as their counterparts like Francisco and Eric Reyes for the Blue Eagles. And now we see Araneta for the Blue Eagles about to come in. I think he's going to spell Nieto.
The ball goes out of bounds. Peralta lost it on that 1-on-1 situation, so another opportunity. The Twin Towers right now for the Eagles. You have Francisco and Eric Reyes, and Eric Reyes is pulled out after committing the foul earlier on Santa Maria. Peralta will go to the line with 11:25 left in this championship game between the Ateneo high-flying Eagles and the De La Salle Green Archers.
So, Fritz Gaston wants to maintain Nieto inside, a small forward. He's got 3 fouls. He wants him there for some other purpose than to tend the boards. Araneta is in to tend the boards. But he has taken out Eric Reyes, who was doing a good job of it too when he was still around.
You know, it's too bad, Sal, when you have a good player like Bachman, who's started out very well this game and falling into a lot of foul trouble, because his absence on that court really is hurting, especially on the rebound story. That fate is now being controlled by the high-flying Eagles.
And that's a big factor right now. Yes, Bachman is on the bench with 3 fouls. He is the starting center for LaSalle. Cardell, the high-jumping Cardell, off the glass, miss. Mariano has an offensive rebound. Is it counted? Yes.
It's counted, and Araneta's goal for that foul with a score of 53-48, and a possible triple for the Eagles. And there's foul number 5 for Araneta. He fouls out of the game.
Is it?
And we pause, and we'll be back here at Rizal after these words from home studio. 53-49, and you have LaSalle cutting that lead now to only 4 points with 11 left in the final quarter. June Reyes misses Cardell, soaring high for that rebound. The story is Cardell. It's how well he will maintain his composure. He is very emotional. Santa Maria losing that ball inside that paint.
But I think he was after more than just scoring there. He was after another foul, and that should be Francisco, because Francisco right now has 4 fouls. By the way, that last foul before we took this break was the final foul of Araneta. So Blue Eagles are having some problems now in their big men's big fouls.
Mariano on a turnaround. It's strong. Nieto. June Reyes receiving that ball now. Mariano staying on top of him. You know, it hurts to lose Araneta at this stage because Francisco also is in foul trouble. And if Ateneo will lose Francisco, that could really hurt their middle.
And you'll notice that LaSalle is now taking charge of the boards. Been some time since Ateneo got an offensive recovery.
Eric Reyes will report later on for the Eagles together with Rosella Peralta. Moves closer. It's short rebound controlled by Santa Maria. Turns around. He connects. 53-51. A lot of spirit in that shot by Santa Maria.
And I said he's looking not only for points, he's looking for Francisco to commit his final foul.
9:47 left in this game. Francisco fouled, double teamed by Cardell. Francisco will go to the line.
Let's check the foul situation for you. We have 4 fouls by Francisco. We have Pomaran with 3 on the side of LaSalle. Peralta has 4 fouls for Rizal, and Cardell has 2. But very important is the fact that Francisco, he only has 3 fouls, so he's still relatively safe. But he is an important big man for Fritz Gaston's purposes.
Well, he has been one of the scoring machines for the Ateneo Flying Eagles today in their quest for their 2nd straight championship. He is now at the line.
You will know that he's got 15 rebounds already. Never mind the points. The points that this big man puts in is gravy. What is more important is he is tending to the boards as he ought to. But he's missed 2 important shots. And look at Santa Maria starting to make his presence felt off the boards.
And he is doing just that. Tubuaran, this could be the equalizer. It's been a long while since LaSalle has equalized or taken the lead in this match. Santa Maria, short rebound controlled by Francisco. And a foul from behind. That's going to be a foul on Canlas. They're in penalty situation, so one of the LaSalle players will go to the 15-foot line.
It's a foul, apparently away from the ball. And at the crucial stage in the game, with time down to 9:25, we have a timeout. We'll be back.
If you had tartar, you think you could smile on camera. No way. Sa tigas ng tartar? Yuck.
PTV4.
You know, Sal, it really hurts when you see two of your key men like Canlas and Araneta being lost to this game because of fouls, and with a score at 53-51, LaSalle has the momentum on their side.
So that's the X factor that will spell the difference in this game now, the fouls. And right now, a critical foul situation is one that is besetting the big man of the Blue Eagles, San Francisco, number 6. He's got 3 fouls right now.
53-52 after that split. 9 minutes and 19 seconds left. It's still a long road to victory for both teams. It's a conversion by Nieto. Douses the rally, 55-52.
Just a footnote at this stage, fairly, LaSalle has already missed 15 points from the line.
You know, that
in the meantime, they have improved the rebounding. They're ahead in the rebound side. Peralta from in close. Ah, great block by Francisco. Another block by Francisco.
playing great defense, Francisco. Inside, Eric Reyes. Well, he converts 57 to 52, and De La Salle is down again by 5 points with 8 minutes and 38. You know, you were missing, you were citing the charity story from the line. And in a game like this, if La Salle has converted very well, it's anybody's game right now.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Pumaran with the letter, 8 minutes and 20. He converts 57 to 55. That's a triple for him. That could provide a difference now in the rally for De La Salle. Canlas, the baseline. No foul called. Francisco. Peralta has been a power off that board.
And he is helping out Araneta. I'm sorry, Santa Maria. Santa Maria needs all the help he can at this point. Just about 2 plays back, we had Nieto scoring off him because nobody helped him. Defense is a team job. It is not a single man's responsibility. And the Archers, they have to play together as a team, not only offensively, but defensively. They have to do that now. Time is down to 7:58. They're down by only a field goal, but they have something going for them. The big men of the Blue Eagles are beset by fouls.
Mariano now. That's the story. Inside. Rebound controlled by the Eagles. You have Nieto taking a long one. It's strong. Rebound controlled by Canlas. Eric Reyes soaring high. There's a foul. This time it's going to be Peralta. He's going to be called for that foul. See, the complexion of this match, whoever will win it in the end game will all depend really on how those tall men will control those boards.
Oh, the contest has really intensified inside Freddy. The collision of bodies underneath the field basket can be brutal sometimes, but that is a big part of this game now. The team, in the end, that controls the board will go home with a championship. It can be Ateneo today, but La Salle wants to extend the championship to Wednesday if they come back. They're down by a field goal now as Reyes misses from the foul throw area. Reyes, in terms of foul, has only one at this point, and that's good.
You know, Eric, when you talk about Eric Reyes, you know, in a very close contest now, every point counts, whether it comes from the field or the charity. He converts 58 to 55, 7:33 left in this ball game, and still the crowd here at the Rizal Coliseum, still cheering for their teams, and nothing has died down in terms of activity. Everybody riding high on their emotions. That's a miss by Eric Reyes. La Salle on the offensive. Monasterio is back, replacing Dino Pumaran, who is all tired. Mariano, splendid so far. Peralta inside, no fouls. He gets the rebound. There's another foul called. Number 19 for the Eagles. That's Mendoza. So Peralta will go to the 15-foot line for a one-on-one situation.
Peralta really working well inside of the squad. We must point out that he's doing this in the absence of Francisco, the startings and regular center for the Blue Eagles. Francisco's taking a rest right now because he has 3 fouls. And so Peralta will have a chance to move his team to within just a point if he converts on this one with time down to 7 and 17. Both teams are in penalty situation. It's a tough, rugged, defensively oriented game at this point.
58 to 56 with 7 and 17 left in this ball game. Wow, 100% on that trip. 58 to 57. It's only a 1-point lead by Ateneo. June Reyes taking a long one. He douses that rally for the meantime. And 61 to 57 after that triple with 7 minutes and 1 second left in this ball game. Monasterio, Nieto staying close on defense. Peralta. Cardell has not been given the ball. It's another long drive by Lazal. June Reyes for a fast break. And he converts coast to coast. 63 to 57. You know, a lot of spirit by June Reyes. He has been playing with a lot of intensity.
Takes a while for him to get going, but once he gets started, get out of the way. It comes on like a train, a railroad train.
63 to 57 with only 6 minutes and 36 left in this ball game. It's a 6-point spread enjoyed now by Ateneo over De La Salle.
This is the biggest so far, and it came all too suddenly thanks to June Reyes.
And Pumaran is back in the contest for the Archers. Nieto, very close. He converts too.
Oh, the animal.
63 to 60. You know, these guards, June Reyes, Pumaran, they are the man of the hour right now for their teams. Eric Reyes to Canlas. Missed it. Rebound. Controlled. But there's a foul.
Yes.
There's a pushing foul by number 19, Mendoza. Pushed Peralta off the De La Salle Green Archers.
Over the top. He tried to go for that offensive rebound, but Peralta was well positioned. We have 6 minutes left in this ball game, and we have only a field goal and a half separating the team. Do we have a timeout? No, but Fitz Gaston has a lot to be concerned about. His big men are in foul trouble. Francisco has 3 points. Reyes has June Reyes has 4 points. Four fouls, I'm sorry. Eric Reyes has 3. And then we have Canlas. Canlas is still in the ball game. He's got 4 fouls. Araneta has fouled out already. In the meantime, on the side of the Archers, Freddie, I'm starting to look for Bachman. Where is he?
Well, the Bachman has to come back very soon. But Peralta has been doing a yeoman's job. He has been splendid, and he converts on his first attempt, 63-61. He has not only been a tower of strength on rebounds, he has also been scoring, and that reduces the lead only to 1 point with 63-62, 6 minutes and 1 second left in this ball game.
I think that answers my question about Bachman. Peralta just did that.
Yes. June Reyes missed it this time. Canlas on a follow-up. He converts 65-62, 5 minutes and 47 left in this contest. Pumaran's lowering the tempo. They're going to a hard half-court game now. Santa Maria trying to provide a pick. Nieto staying on top. Monasterio inside to Santa Maria against Reyes. He lost the ball. Rebound, Peralta. You know, if you try to look at Peralta, he has been all over that paint. He has been rebounding, he has been scoring, and the story is he has been playing consistent ball right now for the Archers.
And that's the reason why there's no place on the squad right now on court for the Green Archers for Bachman, who is the starting forward. And the reason for that is Derek Pumaran is contented with just 2 big men, and he'll have 3 small men to speed up his game and even go gambling on defense. That's Derek Pumaran's strategy for you. They regain possession. Cardell, the high jumper.
He converts 65-64. Only 1 point again with 5 minutes and 17 seconds left in this ball game. Canlas. It's strong. Loose ball goes to June Reyes against Monasterio. There's
It's got to be charging.
charging foul or it's a blocking foul. Yes,
It can go both ways.
it's a blocking foul by Peralta.
Well, this is the kind of cause that can incite a crowd to, shall I use the word violence? Anyway, Dindo Pomaran not very satisfied with that call.
If that is the a foul on Peralta, that's going to be it's going to be disqualification for him.
Oh, we failed to note that, Fred. It's got 4 fouls, so this means that, but yes, Bachman will have to come in at this point with 5 minutes left in the ball game. So finally, after putting in a good game, Peralta goes out.
60.
Bloody but unbowed.
Yes, he played very well. He filled up the absence of Bachman, but he has to retire with fouling out. So 65 to 64, 5 minutes and 7 seconds left in this contest. It's anybody's ball game, and this championship match between Ateneo de Manila and the De La Salle Green Archers coming to you live from the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Well, at least you would say that the cheering has slowed down a bit, but on the Ateneo side, it's still roaring high, while the LaSalle side has slowed down a bit their tempo of cheering here.
So the momentum, cheering-wise, is going Ateneo's way. As well as on the court right now, as Jun Reyes misses on a 1-and-1 situation. So LaSalle will have a chance to come back and move ahead.
Well, we have Dindo Pomada now with the letter. They go to Cardell inside that paint. No foul called. The ball goes out of bounds. That was a very crucial play, and Cardell just fumbled that one. Monasterio is on top of Jun Reyes. He has to stay close. Santa Maria with the interception. Pomada, no foul called. Nieto. It's Pomada short. Rebound late. Cardell gets it. Pass off to Monasterio. That's what you call team spirit. Teamwork did it. 66 to 65. And De La Salle is on top by 1 point with 4:26 left.
And you have to give at least half of that basket, if not 75% of that basket, to Cardell. He kept the ball alive.
That's a very crucial miss by Francisco, but a foul. You know, with that conversion by Monasterio, a very silent LaSalle crowd suddenly came back to life.
And you know, that has a demoralizing effect on the opposition. Look at what happened to Francisco. He normally makes that shot with his eyes closed. He missed from point-blank range, to use the very tired cliche.
4 minutes, 12 seconds left in this match between De La Salle and Ateneo, and it's anybody's ball game. Francisco missed it. 66 to 65.
The boy is all tense up, Freddie. Francisco is. By the way, he's got 3 fouls. And Francisco has 11 points. And look at this, Freddie. 22 rebounds.
66, all, amazing stats. When you talk about controlling those boards, he has been the chairman so far in this contest for both teams.
But note that he's got 3 fouls already.
Monasterio, Bachman back in the contest with only 3 minutes and 59 left in this contest, and Pumaran playing heads-up basketball.
Freddie, this is only the 3rd deadlock in the ball game.
Monasterio short. There is a foul called on Monasterio. That's a charging foul.
All right. If we assess the quality of officiating as far as this gallery is concerned, they will remember that a playback, a somewhat similar situation occurred, and the call went Ateneo's way. This time, same situation on the opposite side, and the call went Ateneo's way. So, well,
well, Monasterio just committed his 5th foul, so that's another crucial player for the De La Salle side. Lost in the frenzy of all, a very emotional confrontation right now between both teams. How do you fill up a slack for somebody like Monasterio, who has played a great game so far?
Well, we might see Cardell moving down to pair up with Pumarin in the backcourt, although Cardell has been playing splendidly as a small forward, leaping high for those rebounds, keeping the ball alive. And we have a tied ball game, and there is silence on the side of the ATENEO gallery. It is because they have lost a sizable lead. They were leading by as big as 6 points, after, of course, being down by as much as 9 points. The tides of fortunes of this game has just been seesawing both sides. Look at that. The story is told by this shot of our director, Peps Alvarez. 6-6 all, 3 and 49 to go. And know that we have some very important players in foul trouble. And both teams are in penalties, so each foul at this point will mean a trip to the 15-foot line.
You know, if you try to look at how both teams will take the trip to the 15-foot line, whoever is consistent now, because both teams are in penalty situation, will eventually decide the story of this ball game. 67-66, Canlas converting on his first attempt with 3 minutes and 49 left in this ball game. It's anybody's ball game.
2 for 2. You contrast that proficiency from the 15-foot line with the 15 points that have been thrown away by LaSalle from the same region.
68-66. Pumarin calling the shots. Nieto has been on his back all day long. Mariano. Back to Pumarin. Takes another long one. It's short. Rebound controlled by Francisco. Fast break. Jun Reyes all alone, and he converts 70-66. It's an explosion once more by the Ateneo Eagles.
And that's the 23rd rebound of Francisco. And from that rebound, a quick outlet pass. And Jun Reyes for the fine execution of the break.
Santa Maria against Eric Reyes. They have met so many times. Cardell. Santa Maria, he converts against Eric Reyes. And he will go to the 15-foot line.
Yes, the horn agrees with you, Freddie. We shall see one Blue Eagle troop out. Early showers for the big guy, number 10. And Fitz Gaston is sad to see him go. Is he going? No.
No, he's not. He's got only 4 fouls.
It's 4 fouls, but we're looking at the wrong player. He's got 4 fouls, which is Jun Reyes, the other Reyes. I'm sorry about that. We have, in the meantime, Santa Maria on the line. He has been doing his job well as a big man, but he misses. And so he won't have another one. It's still 68-70 for LaSalle. Canlas with a jumper.
See his emotional reaction. A lot of emotion in that. 72-68 with only 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this ball game. It's still anybody's ball game, although Ateneo has been more consistent. Santa Maria. Another steal by Jun Reyes. This could be the icing. 72-74-68 with 2:33 left in this contest, and that could break the backs of the Archers.
Yes, and this can only this needs a timeout, and I think we have it. Yes, LaSalle has called a timeout. We'll be back. All right, you're back with us, and again, it is the Blue Eagles suddenly coming alive and leading by 6 points with only 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in this game. And leading by 6 with only that much time left on the clock is as good as leading by a dozen points if it was the first half.
I guess at this time, Sal, the Archers have to play more aggressive defense and not get into foul trouble, because that has been the story during the last 2 minutes, and this has given the Eagles an opportunity really to get those breakaway points. At short, 4 by Pumarin. The ball goes out of bounds. Lady Luck is smiling on the Eagles right now.
Yes, and Fritz Gaston's defensive magic is working, and you can notice that Nieto, the guy that he relied on to contain Pumarin, is now back working in Pumarin again defensively. And that's the reason why they have a 6-point margin, and they're leading by, but we have Santa Maria for the rebound. Pumarin, let's see what he can do now. He has to score.
Everybody's staying close on him, and he was called for a double dribble after sliding. That was really a very bad break for De La Salle with 1 minute and 57. And so far, Doomsday is closing in on De La Salle.
On 2 successive plays, Pumarin has not been doing a good job of taking charge of the offense for his squad. And I recall again, and I think our fans will recall that last Sunday, That game was sealed by a last-second error by Pumaren.
Score is 1 minute. Time left is 1 minute 50 left in this game, 74 to 68. It's still possible for the Archers to come back in this contest. Jun Reyes has played one of the best games of his life for Ateneo. He knows this means to him so much. He led Ateneo last year to a first championship. There's a foul committed by the Archers, and Francisco, who has been a tower of strength for the Eagles, still playing the way he did from start up to this point.
I like to use the word that you've been bringing up, Freddie, and this is consistency. And yes, I cannot help but agree with you. It's been Ateneo playing more consistently. Now, we must point out that there's consistency in the area of defense. And that I think will suggest that these boys have been training in that particular area, specializing in it. And I think you will recall when you were watching Fritz Gaston during his days in UTEX, that he is honed along those lines, how to prepare the team defensively. They've been just doing the better job, that is.
Yes, I know that. You know, with only 1 minute and 32 left in this ball game, Sal, this celebration is somehow beginning for the Ateneo side, and you would really wonder from where we are at our backs, the Archers, whether it's time to let those tears fall, because everybody's so silent on the Archer side, and the Ateneo Eagles starting to celebrate.
Yes, Freddie, now that you brought it up, I don't think it's any problem for Ateneo to take away the crown at this point. But the big question is, can they get out of the court alive?
Francisco missing it. Well, he has not been consistent on scoring, but he was the man who provided the difference for Ateneo inside that paint. He has been working really hard. Missed it, goes for that rebound.
He almost had his 25th rebound, Francisco. He doesn't have to shoot in order to help his team win.
And another foul is called on De La Salle after he went for that rebound. 1 minute and 31 left. And a lot of emotions now starting to hit the floor. Well, Derek Pumaren doing a very great job of controlling his players. You know, those are the breaks of the game, and you really don't expect those things to come on and see those emotions have to die down in order to control this ball game.
Well, the intensity of emotion prevailing in this game, you can expect practically every call, especially if it's a judgment call, to be questioned. The only problem is so far the calls have been going Ateneo's way, and that's the reason why La Salle is, of course, not in an ecstasy about it.
Well, we have a jump ball decided by the referee. Some things are starting to go on the court. I just hope some people would realize that it's not good enough. The ball goes to Nieto. Pumaren falls there, but he comes back. He's one player with a lot of spirit. They're trying to kill that clock. Mariano, a near steal. Canlas. Yeah, it's a turnover. Canlas tried to save it. No timeout called. Santa Maria, no backcourt. Mariano, a triple. It's way off. Rebound controlled by Ateneo.
I think that's it. With only a minute left. They're up by 6. Ateneo senses victory.
57 seconds left in this contest, and the celebration for Ateneo now starting to heighten. And you can see that everybody is coming out with their batters now. Look who's number one, and Ateneo is starting to celebrate 74 to 68. We'll be back here at the Rizal Coliseum after these words from home studios. We're back here at the Rizal Coliseum with 57 seconds left in this contest. Ateneo leading 6 points, 74 to 68. Perhaps you can tell the story, Sal. It has been Ateneo playing more consistent ball all throughout, and that is the story of this game.
Yes, and defense is really 90% perspiration and 10% imagination. And that's it. Yes, it's Ateneo working a lot harder. And if you take a look at Pumaren, who is the take charge guy for LaSalle, commentary on what he's been doing. He's been wanting to do it all for his team, and he has fallen short in the last crucial 3 minutes of this game. He's been handling the ball, taking charge, but not doing a good job. And in fact, it has resulted in at least 2 major turnovers at a time when it's a very tight game. The last deadlock, if you recall, was at 6-6 all. And from there, Ateneo has added 8, while LaSalle has only scored 2. So it's a case of an 8-2 spurt. All because Ateneo was doing the better job, working a lot harder, and LaSalle was losing its poise when it counted the most in the closing seconds of the game. 48 seconds left, Freddie.
I guess when you try to look also at this game, a sad story for De La Salle is the 15-foot line. And they've lost a lot of points on that, and they haven't really shot very well. And 15 misses going up to this stage. That could have provided the difference in terms of whether they will survive this contest and extend the series to Wednesday. And with 48 seconds left, the Ateneo high-flying Eagles are now bringing out their banners and saying they're #1. And they have a lot of pride doing that, and I'm sure that the Archers feel the same way if they were winning today. Pumaren, well, there's still a chance. You'll never know. 74-69.
Yes, 48 seconds. Let's say that there's still a possibility of 2 plays that can go to the side of LaSalle. So if they convert now, they can still go for 2 plays. There's a possibility for 2 plays, and so they have a chance to tie, but it's going to be a tall order. This means also that they'll have to completely shut down the point production of LaSalle. Okay, so it's 4 points, 48 seconds to go. Let's see if LaSalle's defensive frenzy can get them the ball with Ateneo scoring nothing.
74-70, 48 seconds left. It's a full court press. They're staying on top of Jun Reyes. Canlas gets away. Nieto. They cross the half-court line. Somebody was called for foul.
They have to stop the clock somehow and hope that the nerves will get whoever it is who will shoot to the line because of this penalty right now. And time down to only 39.6 seconds. Very crucial time. And you know, Freddie, if I were in the shoes of Dindo Pumaren, if there is a 4-point play, I'm going to map out a 4-point play. Such is possible at all.
74-70. Canlas. No foul. Called. Francisco moves back.
He could have gone for it, but he did not.
Cross court, 28. Eric Reyes. No fouls called so far. A steal. Mariano. That could be him. No fouls called. Blocked beautifully. The ball goes
great
out of
block. Oh!
with
What
only
a time
40
for a great
seconds.
block.
Everybody's on their heels. Francisco dumps that ball. That is the best way to tell LULZ that they have won. Pumaren missed it. 74-70. That was a traveling earlier by Francisco. A lot of emotions now. And you can see Francisco crying on that court. And everybody from Ateneo is starting to pour on.
Yes, only 2 seconds left. And the
that
emotion
court. You can
is
see
all
the
over the
emotion.
court.
It's all over the court. You know, it's beyond words to describe what is going on right now on that court with only 2 seconds left. 74-70. It's a big celebration for Ateneo. It's the first time it happened. 2 straight championships, and what a time to win it against De La Salle.
LaSalle tried their best. They tried their best, but they just came up wanting in the most crucial moments.
Something is happening at LULZ's bench. Well, a lot of emotion. Pumaran feels so bad because he knows that he has led this team from start to finish in this year's championship. And I guess all the trying has to end somewhere. He has been the main spark plug of the DLSU team, and he has carried LULZ to where it is now. And the fabled confrontation that has made LULZ and ATENEO battle for the championship in the NCAA rivalry during the 60s and 70s now comes to a very historic close. And that man right there, with a lot of emotion, Francisco Silao, he must be one very happy, proud man. 75 to 70 as Francisco converts his first charity. And I'm sure this boy will go a long, long way. 76 to 70. That's the end. And ATENEO wins over DLSU 76 to 70 to win their second straight UAAP championship.
And at this point, LaSalle can call in all the stars of yesteryears, and even the present luminaries, the celebrities of the Green Archers. But there's no turning back what is history now, and that is ATENEO champions for this school year. It was quite a fight, and you know, LaSalle had it in them. They could have. And that was shown by the fact that they were leading by 9 points in the first half. They were doing the right things. But you know, defense, you never slump on defense. You can slump offensively, but defense will always be there. And in the end, with 20 minutes of good defensive plays by Fritz Gaston, Chargers spelled the difference. Of course, you can always go back to those missed foul shots of LaSalle. Oh, that was horrendous, Freddie.
Well, you would say that LaSalle pride may have been broken in this championship, 76-70, but they are still up there. And hopefully in their next championship next year, they can think that they can come better prepared for this match. I guess one thing which makes the LaSalle-ATENEO confrontation so full of color and drama is the fact that these two schools, so while they can be the bitter of rivals on this court, they have a certain kind of pride which separates them from the other. And I think our hats to ATENEO and DLSU for a great game and the best ever in the history of the UAAP after a long, long time.
You gotta give credit to LaSalle. They were a good team. They had the talent, and they had the advantage of the bigger gallery, if that is an advantage at all.
We're going to have a few words with Jun Reyes, who I think was the main factor here in this game. He is one very proud player today, and I'm sure that a very few words with Jun Reyes, Bebs, will definitely be a big moment. And we do hope that everybody who has been here today is very proud to see that ATENEO has made it here. Well, here, and one person who must be very happy, Zal, is somebody who's watching at the studios right now, Mr. Dodi Limcalco, who happens to be at ATENEO, and our friend Joe Cantata, who really took this very big moment. Now, June, I'd like to ask you, June, how do you feel winning a second straight championship?
It's indescribable. It's the best win I've felt for a long, long time. I've never felt this way before. It's terrific. You can't describe it.
Did you know that you had a chance of wrapping up in this game?
We had a 50% chance because we already won the first game, so we had the momentum on our side. So for me, before the game, we had a 50% chance.
What do you think was the most crucial point of the game, June?
I believe it's our rebounding. Our big men outclassed their big men. That's an important factor of the game.
Yes, and Francisco did a beautiful job. What can you say, however, about what can you say about Derek Pumaran's game today? LaSalle Green Archers were banking a lot on his output. I'm talking about
Pumaran.
What do you say of his game today? You contained him well, didn't you?
Dino was not that spectacular as in the first game. But he was still his own spectacular form. But he was not that spectacular. And we didn't concentrate on him, we just limited the other guys. We didn't care if he made 30, 40 points as long as the other guys didn't score.
So you stopped the whole team when you started to stop Pumaran as well.
Well, thank you very much, Jun. And I'm sure that, what about the third straight championship next year?
We're gonna go for it. There are only 2 guys who will graduate from our team. And so we're more or less intact. So we're going for the Grand Slam next year.
Okay, congratulations.
Congratulations, June. So there you have it. He acknowledges our observations about a big man doing a better job. They're big men that is doing a better job, and that is shown by the figures on rebound. And I think we have to single out the performance of Francisco. Of course, Santa Maria of La Salle tried to do his best, but he did it minus the services of Bachman. Bachman was benched for quite a while, and Araneta of La Salle had to make do with Francisco with Peralta rather, for a good part of the second half.
Well, anyway, Sal, it's been a pleasure covering this game together, and this is Ateneo's championship. It's second straight over its arch rival De La Salle, winning it 76-70, and I'm sure that trophy there means so much to Ateneo, winning it for a second straight year with a score of 76-70, and I'm sure for the Ateneo High-Flying Eagles, they are very happy with the turnout of this event.
Yes, and I don't think we're saying too much when we say that this today has been a part of basketball history in this country.
Well, in behalf of those people who have been here, I'm sure that the thousands who have lined up starting this morning at 9:30, Ateneo is one proud school. The rivalry that was stopped in 1976, very much alive today. And I think the story that we saw here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum takes a different direction for amateur basketball. And Kadlas for Ateneo, receiving the championship trophy, symbol of the big champions for the second straight year. So, Sal, thank you very much for joining me. And in behalf of Bev Salvers and the entire OB1 crew, this is Freddie Obando from the Rizal Memorial Coliseum saying thank you for joining us for the championship match in the UAAP between Ateneo and De La Salle, with Ateneo winning 76-70. A blessed day to all of you.